So I'm hoping that you can hear this okay. I have a heater going because I'm sitting in my basement. It like blizzard out yesterday, so this might be a good first video. My name is Joey, and I live in a very rural, secluded area. I'm currently a PhD student, and I'm hoping to do some criminal justice advocacy and support to raise awareness about needs for advocacy and areas of stigma that people deal with. So one of the biggest things and my most primary topic is to share and discuss about my own personal experience, Liberating Fugitives has a lot to do with my story of watching my son be a fugitive. And I have a few video clips that I'll probably upload and put on as we go, as I've been documenting my experience through this. And today I have another experience, but this might just be the great first one to start with, because I got to thinking with some events that have happened with, there's 2 new warrants out. My son was in the regional treatment facility and decided to just leave and take off to the West Coast and tried to live out there. He didn't hide himself very well, though, and he's not a good criminal, period. Anyway, thinking about his experience there, and then he came back here. It's been an emotional roller coaster. I feel like I'm adjusting myself or letting go, or I've just put up a big wall of denial. I'm not totally sure yet either. Also, maybe it's just I'm almost ready to have him be back in jail because I've been concerned about him not. I don't know what he's doing out there. Anyway, I would like to say that he's getting ready to be faced with being a fugitive. He's got warrants out. He knows he is a fugitive right now because he could have went and turned himself in when we found out yesterday. Well, it was kind of a blizzard, but we'll give him benefit for yesterday. But there's no reason he hasn't been there today to turn himself in, other than he wants to try to control the situation. So what I'm thinking about is what are those decisive moments in his decision-making process that leads to him choosing not to go face that responsibility. Now, he informs me that he's thinking through this and that he's trying to be logical. And so when I asked him what his type of logical means today on the phone, sorry, my computer came unplugged. So anyway, when I asked him about that, his response was, well, I've asked a lot of different people. Those people told him, well, they would just wait till June when he has his other court date for his other revocations. And I was like, why would you wait till June? You're going to have to be on the run till June. You had a chance to do some things to kind of correct your situation, and he's just decided that he's going to prison no matter what anyway, so why bother? So, what is driving his choices today? I feel like I'm praying there's a small little inkling of learning from his first experiences, the second time he's ran earlier. And you'll get to hear more of that story, but I don't know if this will be my first video. So I'm thinking it might be because really what does it come down to when people decide to be fugitives? Not only just from the law, but from, what are some of the other things? We run from so many things. And we don't have to be just a fugitive from the law. But I'm applying it to him because I just can't imagine being a fugitive like that and what that's like to make those choices and how scared. I'm just thinking he's scared. And he wants instant gratification. Why not just procrastinate going? Because, your life is ticking away. I sent him a text. I said, just go get it done then. If you feel you're going to just be surrendered to prison, just go get it done and go. Get it over with. Why wait till June? Why wait? That's like waiting for execution over and over. If he would have not fought revocation, he would have already been in prison and he's been out for like 3 months waiting for a revocation hearing now. And he was gone for months on end. He was gone for like 3 months on the run, and we took him to the treatment center I took him to the treatment center September. So he's wasted all these months, which apparently to him, he's young, he doesn't think about that. So I am happy to hear that he's considering the fact that his grandma signed $10,000 of that she would pay back if he didn't show up for court. So she believed in him. However, I'll tell you, she's getting ready to have a panic attack, and that's the one thing that is making him consider going tomorrow to turn himself in. I guess I hope he turns himself in. That to me seems like the correct and right thing to do. He's not going to have this change. He just needs to face it. And so originally when I thought about this topic and came up with Liberating Fugitives, I'm just enraged. A lot of it has to do with the number of youthful offenders that are being sent to prison, which will be detrimental to their careers. And for everybody that says, well, yeah, I guess they shouldn't have broke the law. Yep. Nope. He shouldn't have been selling or providing marijuana to people, which is what he took a plea deal for. He took a plea deal that was related to selling less than an eighth in this county and the next county. And then I have a hard time with it because in some states you can walk into a store and you can just buy marijuana if you're his age. And it's heartbreaking for me that we have such a disparity when that's what kids are being normed into. I work with a lot of people and young people who have had marijuana convictions, and their first one's waived sometimes for just simple possession. And it's so different in every state, and I just think that disparity is awful, and the stigma and the that label of being a criminal is not helping them. It's just going to drive them further to more use. We treat drug addicts ridiculous in this country. It is absolutely disgusting to me that we allow people to have higher bonds for these types of offenses with drugs sometimes as related to offenses that when somebody's committed sexual abuse or very serious physical bodily injury, like for domestic violence. We don't mind about the victimization as much against children and women as we do against somebody that is engaged in all this drug problem situation. There's this thing called supply and demand. The war on drugs has been a a failure. The way that we have figured out how to deal with this by locking people up in jails is not the answer. Because we also know that a lot of its drug use is related to trauma. So we're taking and locking up all these traumatized people, not getting them help. They have mental health, substance use issues, maybe even sometimes learning disabilities, and we're just making this revolving door to go throw people away. And I am very sick and tired of hearing people say that, well, they deserve it. Well, how about we stop with that and stop throwing people away and value them and try to get them some help and try to help them, get some education, get some jobs. We lock so many people up in prison. I believe one of the statistics, and I'm going to add more information on this in my blog, is there's like 1 million youth that are in prison, mind you, not on probation, in prison for marijuana, cannabis-related drug offenses. Are you kidding me? When we allow and promote and keep normalizing in many different states the avid use of marijuana, we're going to keep locking up these young kids. So on one hand, we're saying, oh, yeah, this is fine, go do it. Don't do it here, though. You can go over to the state and do it. Kids don't do that. They see what other kids are doing, and they just think, yay. I remember reading also that, Oregon is one of the biggest states that's getting all the marijuana, the majority of the marijuana, into many of the other states in the Midwest. So maybe alternative solutions. I'm sorry. What if we decriminalize marijuana? Yay, California. And I'm a drug abuse counselor. I am not for smoking pot, let me tell you that. But I am for not locking people up when we're teaching them that it's okay. There's too much ambiguity going on with what's right and what's wrong for kids, young people who are impulsive. We need to be there to guide them to make smart choices. We don't need to be there to guide them to lock them up, because that is not helping them. Good job, California, for helping to clear out people's records and maybe make it so they can actually do something in life. Since, when you think about the increase in marijuana and cannabis use and its acceptance, but all these people have this criminal record. Can't go get a job because your employer's going to do a background check. Okay? So good job, California, with leaving some of that disparity. My prayer is that there will be some grace and justice given on this matter. And I hope that, you guys follow along with me with this journey, and kind of just figuring out how to liberate fugitives and stigmas. So thank you. What is driving his choices today? What is driving his choices today?